to let you know, we'll have a nice flow with the panel this evening. It'll just be kind of a loosely moderated dialogue. As you know, these gentlemen and this one lady for now. Oh, yay, Black Girls Code. You're very familiar with the panel format. Welcome. This is perfect timing.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll kick it off with introductions, and if you all could let everyone know exactly who you are.
My name is Kimberly Bryant. I'm the founder of an organization called Black Girls Code. We are founded and started in San Francisco. We are starting to expand, having a big campaign this summer called Summer of Code, where we're trying to reach more than 200 to 300 kids of color, both girls and boys, and teaching them programming and other forms of technology. We started in 2011, and we really started to see a lot of growth this year. Really wanted to start Black Girls Code because I have a daughter that had been into technology and was really not getting the tools that she needed to become a builder, and actually doing some interfacing and networking in the Bay Area myself. I did not find too many folks of color or too many women as well. So really took a step back and started Black Girls Code to kind of feed that pipeline and create those tech founders of tomorrow, and really started from the grassroots level on it. That's kind of been our mission and goal as we grow our program.
Okay, hi guys, I'm Kateri Jones. I work for a early stage venture capital firm called Syncom Venture Partners. We're located in downtown Silver Spring. It's not the boonies, even though everybody thinks it is. So first, thank you guys for coming out. I know it's tempting to be on a rooftop with a margarita, but this will be just as exciting, I hope. And so we do early stage investments in media and telecommunications companies, and traditionally we invest in entrepreneurs of color and women. So African American, Latino, Native American, and tons of women, because when they started in the 70s, a lot of the media ownership was going to people that didn't look like us. And so they wanted to change that and be a part of the movement towards owning our own stuff, for lack of better words. So anyway, so I really enjoy being a part of that, and I have my pen and paper out, so I hope to get a lot out from you guys and vice versa.
All right, how's everybody doing today? I want to try it one more time. How's everybody doing today?
Excellent.
Good, good,
They're hot.
good. All right. Well, my name is Hajj Flemings. I've been imported from Detroit, so I'm excited to be here. And I see there's a couple of the Michigan natives. It seems like Michigan's dating someone else, right? So good. So I'm definitely amongst friends, but I'm excited to be here. There are two startups that I run. One is called Gokit, and so you can learn a little bit more about that. But we're really helping people to capture and share light experiences. And I run another one called Brand Camp University. So we run the largest personal branding conference in the Midwest, and we do it in New York and Boston. And I'm just here to create a dialogue and to do some cool things with you guys today. So,
hello everyone. I'm Wayne Sutton. I'm a geek at heart, entrepreneur at heart. Love having people, be successful. That's what I care about at the end of the day. That's what I'm passionate about. And everybody in this room, everybody that you can touch, I feel like that should be a goal, helping one to be successful, especially in 2012. A lot of people are aware of me from the CDN special that talked about the accelerator that I helped co-launch, and I also worked with Hajj, where we are one of the co-founders with Gokit, and I'm currently an advisor of about 4 startups, which I'm proud to say 2 are all are minority founded, 2 are women and 2 are not co-founded by women. And right now, and in terms of where I'm at right now, in terms of entrepreneurship, I'm an advisor, also CEO of a stealth startup that will be launching at the end of this month in San Francisco, where in the documentary, a lot of things that where people say, oh, I'm from the East Coast, from North Carolina. As of February, while I went out to the West Coast and managed the second cycle of the accelerator, I moved to San Francisco in February. That was a big adjustment, and I'm excited about my next ventures that I'm involved in. And I also want to thank Christine for putting on this event and receiving the email and making things happen at the last minute, where Hajj and I got word that we would come to DC for the startup there on the Hill and to take part in conversations about entrepreneurship and the jobs at the startup app, and be involved with that conversation. And she put together her team, had a team, and said, put this event together. So I really want to thank her as well. So.
You know, in the startup community, there's this concept about just do it. Create the app, create the business, have a web presence, get a Twitter, and just create your company. So is it just that easy? Or is this some misconception that we have? You create this thing and it'll be successful and you'll get funding. So is it just that easy?
As we know, the cost of launching a technology startup tremendously, and also in my expertise in technology, web tech startup. There's different, and in the entrepreneurship circle, we got small business and then we got technology startups. The same, but not the same. Big difference in terms of, especially when we look at raising funds. The cost of launching a technology startup has tremendously went down the last since the first bubble in the early 2000s. So yes, it is that easy to have an idea. And if you have the skill set to take the idea, build a product, you know, do some marketing, and also get some traction, which can anywhere between a few thousand to a couple $100,000 to millions of users, all on a budget of a few $1,000s. That can happen. Now, does that mean you're gonna get funding, or does that mean that you're gonna like raise anywhere between $100K to $500,000 to $10 million in seed angel round? No, but the cost of launching a technology startup has come down. You can do that, and as some of the people in the room who has like Code Now and Code Academy, and then there's hundreds of free resources on how to code to build a technology startup. It's all there. It's a matter of sweat equity and hard work and doing it the right way and learning to do it the right way to build a product that the people with money will invest into. That's a different story. But the cost of launching something is easier, and it can be just do it.
Okay.
What I'd like to add on to that is I want you to think about your own time and what is the value of your minute, right? So think about the human capital. Think about what is going to be your personal investment. And what I like to think about is, what do you love to do? What do you have a passion for? What are your signature talents in? Lots of times we begin to want to go out and run and create this idea, but we need to first of all look within to figure out what are we good at, and what type of marketable skills do we have that can apply to the business idea that we have, and also connect the business model with that so that this is something that we can generate business with. At the end of the day, people love working with other people that are passionate. And at the end of the day, if you want to get people to fund the idea, if you want to be able to get people to be co-founders and to work with you and to get brand partnerships, you're going to have to be passionate about something and work on that type of idea. Because there are times when chefs don't even want to cook, right? There are times when artists don't want to paint or do anything like that. So you have to find something that through the time that you're not going to want to do it, you're still going to be able to push through. So finding out what you love to do. And if you don't figure it out the first time, failure, and I'll get to this later, we don't understand how to create an environment of failure that causes us to be able to grow ideas. We look at failure as this didn't work, and we need to think about how we can do that to be able to grow the idea.
I'm a huge advocate for just create, just go for it, whether it makes money, whether it makes you happy, whether it just stimulates you in a very creative way. But with that said, you need to keep in mind the most important word on my side is to be able to pivot. And I can't say it's true enough because, my firm, we have, 14 portfolio companies now, none of which I have personal equity in, but I've seen them come back in and say, wow, my business model has completely shifted. It's the same company, the same team, the same foundation, but what I thought was going to be true isn't true. And what I thought my revenue assumptions were going to be aren't really what's making money, but this area might be. So that, what I'd embark kind of on top of what Hajj just said, expect to fail, but more than that, to grow from your failure and just to be able to pivot and be okay with the initial idea maybe not being the final one.
I would just add one quick thing. Our business is actually more on the social entrepreneur side and nonprofit, but I think relating back to what Wayne said about starting a business, the startup costs are a lot smaller than they have been in the past. I think one of the things that you do have to be aware of, as Hajj said, is that your sweat equity does have a cost. So yes, it's easy, and yes, you should just do it, but understand it's best to be doing something that you're passionate about, because you probably will be working like 80-hour weeks, if that, maybe 120, before you make one dime. And a friend of mine made a shirt, you know, just for bootstrapping, that says bootstrapping ain't easy, and that's a fact. It's not an easy thing, but you have to be driven by something more than $1 for a long time, many times before you make 1 cent. And if you can tap into what that is that keeps you going, you'll be able to do it.